someone always learned it from somebody else.
Learn
the dirty
100%.
behaviors, you know.
The N word. First time I ever heard the N word, I was in first grade, and these black kids came into our neighborhood. We lived in like a poor white neighborhood, and there was a poor black neighborhood, and like across Nebraska, or not Nebraska, I forget.
Well, dude, that's pretty far then. If you're thinking,
no, that was the street name, not the.
Oh, right on, bro.
Yeah, and so
like, damn, this dude did not live by black people. If he said they fucking lived a state away.
So
I'm like, wow.
They were in Nebraska and we were in Florida, and it was scary, man. I gotta be honest with you, it was touch and go at times.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
I mean, we heard stories.
Oh yeah, the rumor mill. I saw a note in a bottle one time in the river. It was crazy.
Watch out for the blacks. Yeah. They're coming. And they look over your shoulder real quick.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Oh, the N-word? Somebody said it?
So these black kids lived across this main street from us, and then they came into our neighborhood, I guess, and stole my football. My football had a Duke Jr. with a shoelace, a tan shoelace as the strings we used to play in the street. And so the string for the shoelace ripped. My dad replaced it with a tan shoelace. It was very distinguishable, and a little part, we couldn't tie it, so there was a little like part of the shoelace sticking out. Yeah. So they came into our neighborhood and they asked if they wanted to play us some football, and they had my football. And these two brothers, Daryl and Darren, were like, yo, they must. I mean, when I remember this story, I feel like they were 18, 17. They were probably just like 10 and 11.
Yeah.
And I was 6.
Yeah.
And they were like, yo, that's his football. And they were like, no, this is his football. This other little black kid. And they're like, fight him for it. And I was like, in first grade, I was not fighting anyone. I was wearing a loincloth and knee-high moccasins.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
Damn, he's fighting your sexuality, bro, at that time.
My dad's like, get him some knee pads. He's going to be sucking dick. So...
Yeah. And he's going to need knee pads to do it. What a pussy. That's the crazy part, man. What about the good old days, man? When you would suck dick with no
your knees
pads.
and you suck a dick. Be a man about it.
Yeah, bro. Support the union. You freak.
What kind of gay guy puts on knee pads?
Yeah, dude.
Suck a dick like a man.
A backup gay dude. That's
you mind if I pull my socks up?
Dude, that's hilarious. You mind if
Oh my god. Pull my socks up. I don't want to skin my knees when I suck your dick. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, man.
Do you mind if I pull my pants down for some cushioning on my knees? Oh, fuck.
Mind if I take my shirt off and just tie it around both of my knees?
Hey, is it cool if I take my shoes off and put my knees in my insole?
Like, damn, dude. I don't even think you shouldn't even be gay, little guy.
By the way, anyone who does that, you're like, this isn't your first time sucking dick. You do this a lot. Just sitting on your feet and kneeling on your fingers.
Bro, actually, if you had to blow some dude, that's not a bad. Like, I would go through all of those things before you gotta have some ways to get out of it. You know?
I've gone down on my wife on the side of the bed with my knees on the wood floors. And
that's
I'm like,
crazy. Huh?
Grab a pillow, put them under your knees.
Yeah.
But anyway, so these black kids come in the neighborhood and they're like, fight this kid. And I was like, I've never been in a fist fight. I don't want to be in a fist fight. And then Daryl and Darren looked at me like, are we gonna have to do this for you? And in my head, I was like, give him the fucking ball. I don't care. My dad already bought me a new one. And then they got into a fight. They get into a fight. Daryl fights one of the dudes, or Darren, one of the younger one fights a black dude, and they're all. It's like 5 black kids and then 7 white kids or 8 white kids, more white kids because our neighborhood. And the dad comes out, and the dad starts chanting, "Fight, fight." And we're in a white. White don't win. We all jump in. And then he's hitting me. It's your ball, motherfucker. Chant it. And here I am, just some first grader in a loincloth and knee-high moccasins, just fight. And then I said the word in front of my dad, and it was fucking over.
Really?
Oh,
your dad fought him?
No. My dad took me down to their fucking house. Walked me down, stood in the fucking thing. I said, don't ever talk to my son. I told my dad everything that happened. They stole my ball. This is what he asked me to say. Don't ever talk to my son. And we moved out of that neighborhood a month later. A month later, we were out of that fucking
When I was growing up, you knew not to say the N-word. If somebody beat your ass, that's how you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the litmus. It was like, that's how you learned about it. It was like, oh, somebody said it, somebody got their ass beat, and then that was it.
It's so funny, man. I never heard it. Like, I mean, I heard it when we lived in that neighborhood, and then I never heard it in our new neighborhood. Never heard it. And then I never heard it. I heard it a little bit in high school, but we had a black friend, Corey Brown, and all the kids that grew up with him would drop the word, but as a like not derogatory, just as like a joke. If it was the like in a Louis C.K. way, if it was the punchline of a joke, meaning towards Corey but very lighthearted. And they were like guys that he grew up with his whole life. And then I heard it a lot in college. I heard it I went to Florida State and we were segregated. It was like FAMU and Florida State. So I heard it a lot in college.
FAMU was more black college?
100%.
Yeah.
And I used to drive the black chicks. They'd call. They always lived in one dorm. It's so funny. I ran into this woman the other day who went, a black chick my age, who went to Florida State. And I said, hey, did you ever take Safe Escort? That's what I drive them around campus in like a K car. Do you remember a K car? Pull up a K car, can you? It was like the fucking biggest beater you could ever have.
Yeah.
I think it's called a K car or a Q car. It's like an old. Yeah. That was it.
Oh yeah, Renault. That's a Renault, isn't it? Chrysler K.
That was what but it was white, and man, what would happen is you knew if the black chicks called on a Saturday night. Because it was just taking people to the library is where you're supposed to go.
Okay.
But if the black chicks called on a Saturday night, you knew they wanted to go to FAMU from Florida State.
Okay.
And we weren't allowed to drive to FAMU. But once they got in the car, you had to take them wherever they went. So what would happen was they go, we have a pickup at Debney Hall. Based on 111, I have a pickup at Debney Hall. Her name's LaQuisha. And you go, okay. You'd be like, how many passengers? And like, just one. That's what they say. And so you'd pull up, and then she'd like wave to you. And you go, hey. And as she waved, they'd pile in the other side of the car. And she get in. They go, we're going to FAMU, bitch. I loved it, though, because I love hip-hop. So I would just talk hip-hop with them the entire time. I learned about Wu-Tang Clan that way. I bought the Method Man album through them. I learned about Suave House, MJG and 8 Ball. It was like,
damn.
It was like the funnest for me because I loved hip-hop.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'd be like, what are you guys listening to? And I was driving them for like fucking 20 minutes, so...
And y'all were listening to what? Hip hop?
There was no player in there. Sometimes they'd have.
And we all wearing seatbelts and everything?
No, there'd be so many people wearing no seatbelt. I was back when seatbelts were like.
People didn't even die back then, dude.
Who wore seatbelts?
Yeah, dude.
I see my kids putting on seatbelts. I'm like, what are you guys? Need knee pads for blowjobs?
What do you got to put your shoes in your knees and your Asics before you blow a guy, huh, kids?
Take out your inserts?
Yeah. Good evening, good afternoon, and other times. Thanks for watching that video you just saw. I mean, it was okay. But the next video you could watch could be way better. What if you watch a video right now that changes your life? Well, you could. Watch this one. Or watch this one. Watch this one. Watch this one. Watch this one. Ah!